What is, what it was, what it do, y'all? It's your Jackie from Hey Jackie Beauty, and welcome back to my channel. We are now at week 17 currently, but I am going to talk about the last 4 weeks, and so we're going to go from weeks 12 to 16, and I'm going to run and get something for my lips really quick. Alright, that's much better. So anyway, if you guys want to know about my pregnancy thus far and get an update, then keep on watching. And I also want to make sure you guys get a chance to subscribe and join the beauty club. I'd like to have you guys. We're here going through this journey, and I can't believe we're almost halfway there. And also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm on those social media. If you guys are on there, I am doing different things. I will be talking about that a little bit more because this pregnancy has been doozy. So also, as a precursor to let you guys know, they're doing construction around here. They have been since we moved. I'm just going to film through it because it just gets to the point where I have to get this stuff done and put out. And when I'm feeling good and when I have on makeup, I just need to record and just not worry about everything being perfect. So just to let you guys know that. All right. And so let's get the update on my pregnancy. We're going to read the information that the bump has for week 16. Even though currently I am 17 weeks and 4 days, I'm going to read week 16 just to kind of keep it consistent with the other ones. But just to let you know, for the size of the baby, it says for this week that the baby is 5.12 inches and it is about 5.9 ounces. So for my baby at week 16, the baby's listening to your voice thanks to tiny bones forming in his or her ears. Baby's growing hair, lashes, and eyebrows. And a baby is also forming taste buds. Now, baby is about 5 inches long and weighs about 6 ounces and is big enough that your doctor may be able to hear his or her heartbeat, which my doctor has been able to hear my baby's heartbeat for a while now. I'll just say that. It's been a while. And so it says, stay on the lookout for some fluttering sensations in your abdomen. It might not be right at 16 weeks, but pretty soon you'll start feeling baby moving around in there. At first, those moves might feel like gas or a muscle twitch, but over time, as baby gets bigger and stronger, they'll be unmistakable. Of course, feeling those movements comes with other issues, like having your lungs crowded by a growing babe. That can make it seem tough to catch your breath from time to time. But don't worry. There are some positive symptoms that you might be having at week 16. For example, some moms-to-be find their hair and nails grow faster. Your hair might actually look thicker and more lustrous, and your skin might look radiant too. Woohoo! Another cool fact, baby is starting to be able to hear your voice, and she'll recognize it at birth, so feel free to chat her up. And then for my body, at 16 weeks, is like you might start feeling the baby move. Back aches are another effect of pregnancy hormones. Make sure you are exercising, that you're sitting up and standing straight, and do some stretches. Bigger boobs. They should be ready for breastfeeding by the end of the second trimester. Constipation as the uterus starts expanding on your intestines. Forgetfulness, aka pregnancy brain. No one knows for sure what causes this. Faster hair growth and nail growth. Dry, itchy, sensitive eyes. And then glowing skin. And let me just make sure there's nothing dramatically different for week 17. Week 17, it just says that the baby's cartilage is now turning into bone and the baby's putting on some fat. The umbilical cord is getting stronger and thicker. And yes, gaining weight on the scale. Woohoo. And then it says from your body, there can be an increase in cervical mucus, sweat, regular mucus from your nose, all that stuff just because of increased blood flow. Weird dreams, yes. Itchy boobs and belly, which thankfully I haven't had, and rapid weight gain. So, as for my symptoms over those last 4 weeks, things are actually like super easy, very slow. Like it felt like the pregnancy really slowed down during that time for me. Just because I really wasn't having anything happening. I wasn't having aches or cramps or anything. I just definitely felt like I reached kind of like an equilibrium during that time. I would say that's also when I kind of went off the grid when it comes to eating really well, because we had family in town and just hanging out with friends a lot more during that time. And we were eating out a lot. So I did not stick to eating super healthy. But now that I'm back home and kind of have been able to reestablish kind of like a steady schedule, I guess you could say, I'm definitely trying to eat way better. I also fell off the grid when it came to drinking water. I got addicted to apple juice and sweet tea. I had a short moment there where I was also drinking those, those coffee frappuccino drinks from Starbucks, not the ones that you get actually in the store, but the ones that are in the glass bottles. I was addicted to that, and then thankfully that thing at Starbucks happened, so I stopped drinking it. God knew. No, but seriously, what happened at Starbucks sucked. And I just didn't feel good buying any of their stuff anymore, at least for this moment in time. And so mostly I've been sticking to sweet tea, but I've stopped drinking that, and I stopped drinking apple juice, and I'm trying to get back to drinking water consistently. The thing was, I was replacing my water intake with those things, and therefore I wasn't drinking as much water. And so that was not a good thing. And so I definitely needed to get back on the groove of drinking water. And speaking of, I need to grab my water right here. Let's talk about weight gain. And so I was doing really well. Pretty much my first trimester, I only gained 4 pounds. But definitely since the second trimester, I think so far I've gained 7 pounds, and I'm about halfway through. And I definitely know a lot of that has to do with my eating habits. And also too, like, the baby's growing a lot too. So I'm trying to find a good balance of making sure I eat healthy without like putting so much pressure on me to look a certain way, to be a certain way. So either way, I've gained 11 pounds so far. And so yeah, every time I go to the doctor, it's funny. I think the nurse who usually attends to me, she's surprised. I don't know if she expects me to gain my weight quicker or what. I don't know. But she's always surprised in a good way about how much weight I've gained. And so I'm happy with that. And so we'll see. I have an appointment on Friday. We'll see if she's happy at that point. But yeah, and I guess along with the weight gain, my tummy has popped. I feel like it's slowly growing still, but I definitely have a little bit of a belly. You can see it more when I'm sitting down versus when I'm standing up. But I'm excited because you can see the baby. I'm going to put that down. I can feel baby, and it makes me so happy and so excited. I was feeling flutters. I would say definitely around 15, 16 weeks. I want to say 14, but I'm not positive. I just would feel flutter here and there randomly. I definitely felt the baby way more like as soon as I turned 16 weeks. And that time, I think I was out of town with my mom, and I felt like a few kicks, and I was like, okay, this is definitely more than just a flutter. And then I think it was one day, the baby literally was like parked like on the side of my stomach. And it's funny because I feel my stomach pretty often, and I was like, I feel an edge or a corner that I normally don't feel. And I checked the other side to make sure it wasn't something else, but I was like, no, I'm pretty sure that's the baby. And I had a few other friends come and feel my stomach, and they're like, I think that's the baby right there. So it's funny because the baby, every once in a while, usually I'll catch the baby kind of just parked on the right side of my stomach. Sometimes the left, but usually on the right side. And that same day, I think on that weekend, I had lunch, and the baby loved it because literally like after eating, I could feel like a kick here and over there and around all of my tummy. It was mostly like in the middle on this side. I just feel the baby dancing, and the baby stopped. And so it definitely was way more distinct than gas. And when I have gas, usually it's hard to describe, but honestly, I've been paying attention to my body long enough to know when it's gas and when it's not gas. And a lot of the movements and stuff that I feel is definitely not gas. And so now that I'm almost 18 weeks, the kicks are definitely more regular, where I feel the baby every day. And so I'll feel the baby I think mostly today the baby was kicking here and on here. Baby was kicking earlier when I was doing my hair and listening to music. And then when I first started recording, I think it depends on how far forward the baby is. Sometimes the baby will be just like shifting up in the front. Also, when I lay down on my right side, I feel the baby kick. And I think it's because the baby likes being right here on my right side. So it wants me on my left side. So it's not being, I don't know, smash and stuff. Because when I sleep on my side, I almost kind of sleep on my side and on my front. It's kind of interesting. That's been something super, super, super exciting. And also I've noticed I've been having a lot more breakouts, and I think it's because I'm not drinking enough water to really like help my body process all these hormones and everything going on. So like I broke out a lot on my chin and under my neck. My chest got like kind of bad, and then my forehead got bad. And so I know typically like when your forehead breaks out, that's usually water, and this is hormonal. And so I could understand why those two were correlated. And so definitely went back to drinking more water. I have not experienced any stretch marks or anything. I'm sure they'll come because I already have some. I'm still able to fit my clothes, but it is getting to the point where it's getting like, okay, I need to start doing the elastic band trick where you put like you use a hair elastic and you put it around the loop of your pant buckle and the little hole to kind of be able to close it without having to snap it closed. I have the belly bands, but I think the one that I got is just too small. And so I need to go and get the size up and see if that works. And I also want to get a bra extender. One of those things that you put on where your bra hooks up and it just gives you a few more notches. Because I think I'll be able to wear my other bras. And no, actually I might need to get, I also think I just might need to get a bra that I can wear with strapless stuff. I need to get one of those in a larger size. I'm still growing. I'm still being reluctant and accepting it, but it is what it is. Cravings. I'm just eating more full meals now, so I'm very happy about that. And I still don't have any super distinct, I don't have any distinct cravings where it's something that I want for like a week at a time or something. I still will have something where I want it for a day, where it's like a Slurpee, or I still want sweet stuff for sure, but it'll be Slurpee, it'll be like a frosted monster cookie, it'll be fruit. I've been liking chicken a lot more now than I have before. I wanted mozzarella sticks, but they were pretty good. But yeah, not really super big on anything, craving anything. Not that I can think of. And it's just weird for me. It's weird for me because I usually I'm able to eat the same thing for like a weeks at a time. That's normal for me. So having the opposite is just really strange. But yeah. And then I guess to talk about just things on the other side, like emotional and mental. I think that there's just a few weeks over these last 4 weeks that were kind of rough for me. And that's why, when you guys will be looking back at this, why I just have been irregular in uploading and putting things on the internet. I think specifically recently these weeks has been just comparison for me that I've been dealing with. Comparison and also just feeling insufficient for this. And also just, I think I'm a perfectionist, and so I put a lot of pressure on myself to do everything well. So I think just, when you're younger, you have a lot of ideas of what you think your life will be like. And even, graduating school and coming out of that, I had a lot of different ideas of what I was going to do, where I was going to be, and a lot of that didn't happen necessarily. I was very fortunate to, start my career during school and out of it. But since then, I just haven't been working professionally in my field. I've been mostly doing work on my own with people, and so mostly doing freelance. But even that is super slow and not where I would want it to be. Really, my creative outlet with this and with YouTube has been the thing that's been helping foster my design skills and the things that I want to do in design, and even in the digital media space. So I work as a nanny part-time just to be able to add some income to our house. And, you know, it's just interesting because I think I just had a really different plan for myself. And that's not to say I regret anything, because I'm so excited. I'm extremely excited to be pregnant, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And I think I have to constantly remind myself that I'm just 26. And so, you know, a lot of 26-year-olds are still figuring a lot of things out. So there's just a lot of things up in the air between, you know, personal stuff and career, and me not knowing, you know, after the baby, what am I going to do, blah, 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 where are we going to live, all that stuff. It was just, a lot of it hit me during this time, and I just really needed to kind of give myself, you know, a checkup and kind of understand that there are some things that I just don't have answers to right now, and it doesn't help me to stress myself out and the baby out in the meantime when I'm trying to figure things out. And so my thoughts about that and my belief is that everything will work out in due time, because, you know, even us honestly being here and having what we have and being able to save what we've been able to save is a blessing. And so I need to understand that, you know, even if this place isn't everything that I would want and hope for it to be, that it's a blessing because it's a place to live. And it's definitely not like it could be a lot worse. And so it's clean. It's, you know, it has enough space for my husband and I in the meantime. And yeah, even though it's not everything I want, it's more than enough. And I think with all that, even though my career path is not everything I want, it's more than enough. Even though personally, and the way that I feel about, you know, things that are going on in my personal life, you know, with like how I feel about my appearance sometimes, or how I feel about how I'm keeping up with this stuff sometimes, you know, it might not be what I want, but it's more than enough. And I can do a lot with what I have, and it's just figuring that out. And so, yeah, that's it. That's me at 17 weeks and 4 days. I'm excited. I'll say this, it's not easy, and I hope you don't get discouraged by other updates, people saying things are easy. It's not easy. I understand how blessed I am, and, you know, there are days where you feel like you can't do it, but, you know, today I feel like I can do it, and that's all I can ask for. And so, yes, I don't know how to end this in a very, like, lighthearted or happy way, so I hope you guys are fine with that. Yeah, and so I'll show you guys my bump now. So, it's funny, because from the front, even let me take this off, I don't know if you can tell from the front or not. No idea if you can tell if I'm pregnant from the front. From the side you can for sure. From the side, I mean, I don't know. Some people would probably be like, that's not big at all. No. I'm like, yes it is. And so yeah, here you go. This is just a tank top. It's not a control top or thing, any of those things. So here's my belly. Is that something? I don't know. Also, my belly button, my innie is starting to show itself more, and I'm getting the linea negra. It's not so dark this way, but it's definitely dark this way. So this is the front, and you can still, my muscles are still there. I'm actually wondering when it's going to fully round out, because it's rounding out a little bit more up here, but it's not like in the full shape of what I was expecting it to be. And it's funny because on the side it doesn't look too much like it, but it's there. Baby's there. Baby was kicking me earlier and I was talking about stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave any questions down below. I'll make sure to put down everything that I mentioned and in the description box. I can talk, and yeah, that's it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Much love. Bye.